Hello, my fellow citizens and civilians of the verse. This is Citizens at Ow, and we are back with day, what is this, 6? Or no, day 7. Jeez, day 7 of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, IAE, and we have a packed day to get through today with 4 different companies. We have the Argo, Astronautics, we have the Consolidated Outland, Greycat Industrial, and Kruger Intergalactic. Um, None of my absolute favorite companies in this, so I'm just going to be going through, um, what you can expect from today, and what kind of ships you can buy or rent or have in your fleet. So without further ado, we're going to start off with Argo. We're just going to work our way through. As we do, as I have been doing, we're going to go low to high, so you kind of know the cheapest to the most expensive. So we're going to start with the Mustang Alpha. This is a starter ship. It's actually my starter ship in the game just a couple months ago, and it is what you would expect in a starter ship. It has good fire capabilities, good maneuverability, but it's a single-seater, so has some drawbacks if you want to do some box missions. It's a good kind of starter bounty hunter ship. You can get around the verse pretty easily, especially in Stanton. So it's definitely a cool ship. It does say cargo, but the cargo capacity on this, while it does have it, you can't like put boxes in it. You can only take a limited amount of cargo. So definitely pick this up, I would say, in the starter package, but most of you, if you started the game, you either have this or the other one. So you have the Mustang Beta you can upgrade to. This is going to be your exploration variant of this. You then have the Mustang Gamma, which is your racing variant. And then, of course, you have the Mustang Delta, which is your light fighter, so you're going to just change up a little bit more of the armaments. Then the base, I think you're going to add a little bit, I think 2 more guns to this variant as well. So if you like, if you want to just add more punch to it, this is the variant for you. And then, of course, you have the Nomad. So of all of the Argo ships, this one is one of the most interesting and out there designs that Argo has. Um, I really like it. The ship's designed beautifully. Uh, the only thing maybe like it's basically like a pickup truck. Being that the cargo capacity, which is pretty large, you can fit like a mining vehicle or a ground vehicle on the back of it, but you can't actually access it from inside the ship. So you have to land and go to the outside. Or you have, even if you did land, you still have to go to the outside of the ship to access it. You can't just walk through the back and get on it. But having said that, you can do almost anything in the game with this ship. It's pretty bad on fuel economy, so you're going to be spending a little bit more money for it. But I think the overall design, the cockpit, I mean, you can just get beautiful views of this ship, and its landing gear, which that landing gear throws me off a lot with this ship because it's hover tech. It's like, but it's the only ship in the game that has this style of hover landing tech. Like not even the Xi'an have it, and the Xi'an are like known for like their hover tech. So it lands almost uh, uh like it's oh geez, like a hover bike, like it just floats above the ground. It's, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a cool design. I just I don't get if they were trying to experiment, because that, I mean, even in the background of this ship, they say that the company was experimenting, but it just kind of seems to be a mosh pit of everything. But anyway, I've gotten off topic. $80 for the Nomad. This is you can get it in a starter package. I would suggest getting it in the starter package because you actually get a little bit more insurance for this. But definitely a good ship, a good starter ship, especially if you wanted to get in the cargo. You have the Pioneer, which was a limited stock ship. It's still in concept. It's heavy construction. It's going to be your base builder, and may even have. I can see this happening. They haven't really said it, but I can see potentially being maybe a space. Oh, geez, space satellite, not a space satellite, space station builder. Maybe not this, but right, this variant is for building actual bases on planets. But I can see them doing a lot with this ship. $850. It's still in concept. This was a limited stock, and it sold out in seconds. A massive, massive ship. I mean, my cursor might be the size of a ship. I mean, it's just massive. Definitely going to need a large crew when this finally drops, and probably only going to be orgs that operate it for their base building. So that is all we have for Argo. We're actually going to go to Consolidated Outland. We have 6 ships for them. Was I not on Argo? Oh, I wasn't on Argo. Never mind, scratch that. I was on Consolidated Outland, not on Argo. So everything I just said was Consolidated Outland, not Argo. Alright, so now we're going to do Argo. Scratch that. That was not. So this is now Argo. That makes more sense why I didn't see the Argo cargo. So the winner of the 2951 Best in Show is the Argo cargo. We have the transport variant here, where the light freight, so you can just stack a bunch of stuff in here. It's a cool ship. You then have the personnel, MPUV personnel, so you're going to have, kind of like the drop ship variant. Cheap ship, buying game, definitely, unless you want this with LTI or, something special. You have the new ship this year, which is the Argo Raft. I'll be coming out with like my thoughts on this ship. And I think it actually is a little bit telling on how the Banu Merchantman is going to look, so I'm definitely going to have a deep dive into the ship. I think the design layout is really, really good for what this ship is. I think if you take this ship compared to the Starfarer, which is basically a good comparison for like the size and crew basically you were looking at, this ship just knocks it out of the park with what it's supposed to do. It's a medium freight, $125. I think it was on War Bond for 120 or something, or 110 maybe. So definitely, if you want to get into freight and kind of long distance, heavy hauling, this is the one for you. Has some defense, but mainly just going to be a tank. And they did say eventually you'll be able to drop these containers in the back, which if you're ever being hunted, you'll be able to kind of just drop those. If pirates are coming after you, they're able to drop those, which is what they're looking for, and then you'll be able to save yourself, but you'll lose your money. You then have the SRV, which is going to be your ship transport. This is still in concept, so support and recovery. So you're going to be able to kind of hook onto ships and either take them out of atmosphere, potentially, if they're kind of just floating in space, take them back to be repaired. Maybe even ship transport. They haven't really given too many details on the full range of capabilities this ship is going to have. There may be, different variants or maybe bigger ships that do the exact same thing this is supposed to be. Still in concept, but it's going to have these kind of tractor beams that are going to be able to move ships from one place to another. So, neat ship if you wanted to do that. $150, not bad, but it's not in game yet. You then have the Argo Mole, so if you want to mine, this is the ship for you. I mean, multiplayer, I think it has 3 mining lasers. You make a lot of money off of this ship if it's fully crewed. You can make a lot of money off of this ship. $315, so it's a little steep, but I mean, if mining is your thing, if you like doing this, and you have a few friends that want to do that with you, this is a good ship to have. So that is it for Argo. We're now going to jump over the Greycat, which is only 2 vehicles, which is both mining. So you have the small 1-person industrial mining. This is flight ready, just 1 person. You kind of go and mine. Then you have the 2-seater, 6 wheels instead of 4. That's the Rock DES. So this is the industrial mining vehicle. You'll be able to mine more ore with this, and if you and a buddy wanted to mine together, this would be a good ship for you. And then last, but certainly not least, we're going to go over the Kruger. Kruger is, I wish they had more ships, because the design is very almost medieval, in my opinion, especially with like the Merlin and their other ship. the Archimedes. Something about the design with like the circle. It looks like a medieval sword to me. So it just makes me think that their design language, if they ever went with a larger ship that aren't snub fighters, it would be very sort of medieval looking, which I think would be neat. But you have the P-52 Merlin, which is the cheaper of the ships. It's a snub fighter, so it has no hyperdrive, very little protection. I think size 1 weapons. You also have the Archimedes, which I think also has size 1 weapons. It's supposed to be a little bit more luxury. This is the racing variant. So maybe this one doesn't have weapons, but this is a little bit more luxury. I think a little bit faster. But again, these are snub fighters, so they work with the Constellation series. They'll actually kind of hook into the back of it. So they're kind of good, kind of to zip around, explore, see the planet a little bit. Especially if you leave your constellation in space. But they are you're not going to be able to do much with these ships. So don't look at the price tag and think, oh yeah, I'm getting a ship. No, you're going to need these need like a parent ship. These are just parasite craft. So yeah, but they're still really neat ships to fly around in. And yeah, I'm hoping in the future we do see something out of Kruger that's maybe a little bit different than Snub Fighters, but for now this is, kind of all we have from them. So that has been day 7, I think. 19, 20, 21, 22, yeah, day 7 of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo with Argo, Consolidated Outland, Greycat, and Kruger. This is Citizen Sadao, and I will see you in the verse.